I love it. And I have the perfect opportunity and the avenue for caterer. They're just down the road from Seawells. They could call up Seawells, and I guarantee you Seawells would take care of somebody who had a proposal at Williams-Brice Stadium. I mean, you're talking, 1,000 yards, 2,000 yards, maybe a little bit further from Williams-Brice Stadium at midfield to the middle section of Seawells. It's not that far. I mean, it's just on the other side of the Fairgrounds parking lot. I mean, it's a great setup for them. But anyway, we'll move on and wish Phil well. Hope he doesn't get hit in the head with a frying pan tonight. As we bring you the latest in recruiting, as always, brought to you by our good friends at Seawells. Perfect place to go for any catering, whether it be a wedding, reception, or, just a regular party. Maybe Gamecock Larry's party. Anything can be handled by the folks at Seawells. And, of course, don't forget about their daily luncheon buffet. You can call them for catering info at 803-771-7385 or SeawellsCateringSC.com. Tomorrow on the daily luncheon buffet, it'll be southern fried chicken, hamburger, steak, and onions, and also pulled pork. So there you go, Gamecock Larry. A little barbecue for you. Big recruiting weekend, so we'll get through as much of it as we can here the next few minutes. South Carolina coach Shane Beamer said last week he expected some commitments to fall from this weekend's visits for the spring game. First one coming out Saturday afternoon from cornerback Shamari Earls of Chester, Virginia. Earls had an impressive offer list, which he narrowed to a top 9 of South Carolina, Duke, Georgia, Virginia, Texas A&M, Alabama, Tennessee, Maryland, and also Michigan State. Gamecocks added another highly recruited prospect Sunday afternoon in defensive tackle Caleb Williams of Chesterfield, Virginia. Williams was in for the spring game on Saturday. Williams also visited USC to watch a spring practice earlier in April. It was offered by Gamecocks defensive tackles coach Travion Robertson last April, and the Gamecocks made him a top target. From there, he had offers from a bunch of schools, including Tennessee, Virginia Tech, Texas A&M, Wisconsin, LSU, and Penn State. Late last week, linebacker Justin Rowe of Asheville and his parents had a phone conversation with South Carolina linebackers coach and defensive coordinator Clayton White. Shortly after that conversation, Rowe said he was ready to make his commitment to a school with the Gamecocks, Virginia, and Wake Forest as his top 3. Rowe did not make that call through the weekend, but he said Sunday night he planned to do so this week, saying, quote, South Carolina seems very well, so I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up being my final decision. I'd say my relationship with the staff, the culture of football that they bring, and the trajectory of the program moving in the right direction. I can progress very well with the coaching staff. He did not make it to Columbia, though, for the spring game. He was in to watch a spring practice back in March, and he's got an official with USC set for June 21st. Tight end Hayden Bradley of Beaufort, Georgia, visited USC Saturday, the first time he had seen the Gamecocks in person. He has this coming Saturday afternoon for a commitment announcement, and he will release a short list this week. Some of his other offers include North Carolina, Miami, Missouri, Penn State, Michigan, Ole Miss, Duke, and UCLA. USC target linebacker A.J. Holloway of Beaufort, Georgia, plans to make his commitment announcement in May. He visited USC in March. He was at Louisville over the weekend. He has a short list of USC, Louisville, Auburn, Georgia Tech, North Carolina, Texas A&M, Tennessee, among others. Irmo quarterback athlete A.J. Brand set an official visit with USC for May 31st. He also plans to set officials with Virginia Tech and Oregon State. Let's see. Gaffney offensive tackle Shad Surratt was offered by Ole Miss. Clemson offensive tackle Zach Owens has put his name in the transfer portal. Meantime, Coastal Carolina wide receiver Jensen Hooper-Price has done the same. 2028 running back Michael Martin of Christ Church was offered by Texas A&M. He recently visited Georgia Tech and Oklahoma. Basketball for the second straight transfer portal season. Clemson and one of its ACC rivals are trading players. Last year it was Ben Middlebrooks to NC State. Jack Clark coming back to Clemson. Then last week, Clemson guard Josh Beadle announced a transfer to Boston College. Sunday, the news breaking that Eagles guard Jaden Zachary was headed to the Tigers after making the official visit over the weekend. The news first reported by Clemson 247. USC target Mount St. Mary's transfer 6'5" guard Dakota Lefew will take his final official visit to Georgia today, according to Jamie Shaw of On 3. He's coming off a visit to USC and also has a visited to Syracuse and Villanova as well. And Wisconsin transfer guard Connor Esigian who made an official visit to USC, has committed to Nebraska. That is recruiting. You can get it all on our website at sportstalkfc.com, and on X, use the hashtag STRecruiting, presented by Seawells.